Should you buy the Rode Wireless Go? That's the topic of this video. And we were among the first people that bought these, and we pre-ordered it, we got it very quickly, and then it was sold out and backlogged forever. And still is, I think, mostly. So now after using it for a few months, we wanted to give you an update of what we think about it.
So the Rode Wireless Go came out in early 2019. It cost $200, and this is the older version, the Rodelink, which is also a wireless mic system, which is available for $400. So there's a pretty significant price difference and a pretty significant size difference between these two units.
Yeah, so that is the first big advantage of the Wireless Go. You can see it is tiny, and it is so good for a traveling video maker because you can so easily just slip it in your pocket and forget about it. Overall, the goal is to be able to be out in the field and get a very, very high quality audio track for our vlogs and travels, no matter our surroundings.
Right.
Otherwise, you have to have a huge space in your gear bag for the other big system, yeah. So when we're traveling, for sure, we would prefer to get the Wireless Go for that. The other part that is a big advantage is that it comes with a built-in microphone.
So there is a built-in microphone right here, and you can actually wear it right here, like clipped to you, or there is an input if you want to use a lav mic. On the older version, you have to use a lav mic, and this kit actually comes with a Rode lav mic, which is pretty good, but it plugs into one of these, and so this is like clipped to your subject, and they have to also have this in their pocket. So there's a lot more pieces that move to this, versus on the Rode Wireless Go, you could actually just use this unit by itself with its wireless mic built in.
When it comes to wireless microphone systems, Rode is one of the main players. They're basically on the bottom end of the high end pretty much. So you can get a high quality video for professional recordings using Go, and it isn't that unaffordable like some of its very high end competitors.
Like Sennheiser.
And some other more high professional grade stuff. When you're first beginning, when you look at the market, nowadays there are so many knockoffs coming out for much lower price. So you may be tempting to get them. But when you actually start wanting to get high quality, it's really good to start looking at Rode and those brands above it.
As an example, these are two shotgun mics. One is by Rode, this is about $220, and this is one by Comica, which is about $40. And if you just look at them physically, they look really similar. But if you test them out, you'll find that the Rode has a lot better sound for several reasons, because you can actually control the inputs. You can't do that on this one, and this one also has a lot of self-noise.
Lots of production happening in the studio today. So we're seeing how much noisier this one is on its own. Who is which one of them for? Let's try to answer that question.
Alright, so if you want the Rode Wireless Go, you're probably more on a budget, because again, this is only $200, which is a steal for something like this, and it's also very compact.
And in fact, it does produce very high quality audio. It's just that when it comes to reliability, it starts having some problems, and also usability.
Benefit to using the older wireless mic system is the fact that they run on 2 AA batteries apiece. And so if you use like rechargeable AA batteries, which is what we're using in these, you can go all day plus, like filming with these. On the flip side, the Wireless Go system has built-in rechargeable batteries, which might sound good to begin with, but that is actually a problem, because if those rechargeable batteries ever fail, you have to stop your whole production and you have to charge them through the USB input. You cannot have a spare, and you also have two devices there, so you have to take 2 of your chargers every single day pretty much both to be recharging those, and it becomes kind of a nuisance with your workflow when you're traveling somewhere on a video shoot. If you run out of battery during a shoot, that's a showstopper. You can't have audio? You cannot continue, You need audio. Yes, so it's really, really good actually when you're being hired especially, and when you're going places you can never come back to. You have one chance, you have to have redundancy, you have to have spares in your gear. I think having the ability to replace the battery on site is really, really huge for those professional shoots. And so for that reason, we still keep these. I thought briefly about selling them, but I'm really glad I didn't. We actually have 2 systems for that reason. We use these for professional shoots. We just did a all-day shoot in Portland. Our subject wore these all day long, didn't even have to turn them off in between, and these worked just fine throughout the whole day.
In Oregon, we face unique challenges, from homelessness and housing affordability to aging infrastructure. Conservation is a huge issue to Oregonians. We must invest in our infrastructure by investing in efficient transportation systems, renewable energy grids, and internet connectivity.
Meanwhile, we do still use the wireless Go system mostly for vlogging. Ooh, there we go. I got it.
I call it working twice for your food, because first you work to make the money, and then you work to get it out of the shell. That's right, and you have to keep an eye on it the entire time, because if you happen to forget to turn them off, they will run out on you while you're not even shooting. And this becomes an issue because you have to constantly keep turning them on and off during the day, and the keys on them, the buttons are such that you have to press for about 10 seconds on each device to make sure it turns on and off. And the indicators on them are not very easy to spot in bright daylight to know whether they're on or off.
See if you can see this from here. It's so hard, especially if this is usually flat on your camera.
Yeah.
And it's so hard. Like, I have to be like, is it on? Is it connected? It's really hard to see.
Right. It's extremely faint, and it takes 10 seconds to turn it on and to know that it's on. So you end up having to turn it on and off all day, and then looking hard to know if it's on. And sometimes it ends up being off and you think you're shooting, so you miss entire segments because one of the two devices didn't turn on.
Yeah.
And so it becomes a hassle all day. So it's usability flow compared to the bigger, more reliable, more professional version, which is you're able to turn on and more so forget about. And you put one on your subject that you're interviewing normally, you don't want them to have to fiddle with the device either.
Yeah.
So you normally turn it on, put it in their back pocket, and you start shooting for the day. And so when you're in a professional photo shoot, the more expensive, larger, more reliable device is required for us.
So with that said, we still really do love the wireless Go. And actually, one thing I do really love about them is that they attach to your subject and also to your camera through a clip, which I think is really innovative. It's better than these other things that you have to spin and twist, and it takes a lot longer to take them on and off. So there are lots of reasons why we love the wireless Go system, and we still use it regularly, even though there are sometimes some inconsistencies with it. Largely, 90% of the time, it performs really well for us.
That's right. Yeah, we're big fans. I wouldn't trade it for anything right now, but indeed we're keeping our big one as well. So
yeah.
in the
So
end of the
there's
day,
a time and a place to use both. You just have to know which one is best for you, which one fits your budget, which one you need based on the kinds of videos that you're going to shoot.
that's right. In the end of the day, it's best to have both. Like you
Anyway,
told Denise with
it's
gear.
best to have both. And I think, again, touching back on brands, Rode, we just trust Rode. There are lots of other third-party brands out there that are cheaper and they might look more attractive and they might look comparable, but you don't want to sacrifice sound. Sound is so huge for videos, especially vlogs, and so for that reason we will not go with any brand that's not Rode or something higher end than Rode. So we'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Have you used the Rode system? Do you use another mic system? Let us know what you think, which mic system you prefer, and we hope to see you again in the next video.